We're moving on with the second bounty hunter film, which is The Fort of Death. And this one, we've changed directors and we've changed tact a little bit. We don't really get the espionage angle here of Ichibei as he kind of goes about his business. In fact, at the start, he is heading back to town. He has a bounty tied up over his horse when he's attacked. Of course, ends up pretty bad for the guys who attack him as he dispatches them all in the opening action set piece of this one. Before we're flung into the story of the Fort of Death, where we have the lord of this area, the shogunate, who has decided to undertake a project which severely depletes his reign's food and money. He is becoming horrible towards his people, stealing all their food, overtaxing them. They are working for nothing, and this does not affect him because he's working towards something. And finally, the farmers have just snapped. They can't survive. There's nothing they can do. They've resigned themselves to the mountains, to a fort, to hold up and stop themselves from being robbed pretty much by their person that's looking after them, or supposed to be looking after them. They put out the call for Ichibei to come and help them. And this is a kind of really fun sequence. We get this at the start where Ichibei understands he's going to take on this course. He leads the path there, and he's kind of joined by people. And as they join him, they kind of jump up and tell you what their speciality is, weapon-wise. So you've got a group of folk heading towards this fort to help these farmers who don't know how to fight defend themselves against all of the guards that are coming there to punish them for not working for nothing. It has a kind of feel of Seven Samurai about it. You know, that way we have a group of people helping people who can't defend themselves against some bad guys that just want to take advantage of them. But what I wasn't prepared for in this one is the level of humour that we have in this. It is overtly in your face, and it's kind of like gallows-like humour as well, which I really kind of loved. So you'll get some like horrible sequence, and there'll just be a little bit of a joke. There's even a joke about gonorrhea in this one, which came out of absolutely nowhere. But what I did love about this was the action and how it ramps up so fantastically well, because there's a moment where we get the initial assault, and out of nowhere Ichibei brings up a machine gun and just starts mowing down all the bad guys, completely decimating them. And this is early on in the movie, so you're kind of hoping that it's going to get better as it goes on and get to a really fantastic action set piece at the end. There is a moment where the city bad guys realise that, you know, the machine gun's there, they can't get close enough to do anything, so they send in a kind of group of ninjas to try and steal it, which leads to another fantastic sequence of Ichibei running about in his kind of undergarments, still utterly owning everybody that he encounters. I would say that this one really owes a lot to spaghetti westerns. It feels entrenched within that kind of subgenre. You see it from the sort of start sequence where you can have the man wandering along the plains, squinting into the sunlight, the Gatling gun, which kind of instantly makes me think of Django, at least to the people in the fort. It just has the obvious connection with Seven Samurai or the Magnificent Seven. It just has that feeling about it. It's a proper Eastern in that respect, and that kind of made me love it all the more. Although I really did miss that espionage element and the subterfuge that Ichibei undertakes in the first one, it's replaced with just a more kind of generic, fun idea of a spaghetti western transposed into this Eastern culture, which I really enjoyed. I really enjoyed this one. There's much more blood and guts and gore on show here, which I appreciate. I kind of love that. It paints the sets red. And I'm looking forward to going into the final movie in this series. So far, The Bounty Hunter, 2 for 2. Absolutely loved it. I'm so glad to have discovered this. It's another great set. Before we even get to the third one, I'm going to say just pick this up. I'm pretty sure the third one's going to be as good as this, if not better. And I can't wait to watch it, which I'm going to do right now. Thanks for watching. I'd love to know your comments, so let me know if you've seen this movie, if you picked up this set. Are you considering picking it up? In the comment box below. As always, there is more content up here. You can see more of my stuff. In the description box below are links to Patreon, membership program, manvfilm.com always, in which you can support me. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.